Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to my honorable Professor Amin MB, and not to forget my fellow friends. So this is my very first screencast video, and at a previous lecture Professor Amin had assigned us to make a screencast video based on a question which is to suggest a technique on how to memorize or understand Oxford's typology of LLS. So today I'll be sharing you guys my techniques or my tricks to memorize better. So the first one is to speak out loud instead of simply reading. Although this may make you look crazy, but you have to give it a go. You will be surprised how much more you can remember when you have said it aloud. But warning, don't ever try this on a crowded library. You will end up being mocked by the librarian. So this particular picture I want to show a fact that you are 50% more likely to remember something if you speak it out loud instead of simply reading it over and over again. Next trick is to write everything down. So this technique, I'm certainly sure that everyone can do this. Everyone can write, right? Especially for us students. So before you start trying to recall everything from our memory, write and rewrite the information. This will pretty much help you become more familiar with what you're trying to memorize. And by doing this while listening to your tape recorder, it is more impactful and effective actually. It can also help you retain a lot of data. This is most useful for experiential learners. And the next tips or trick you can do is to sectionize your notes. Now that you have everything written down in one set of notes, you're advisable to separate them into sections. This will help you to break everything down and start categorizing information that may be recorded in your brain. And this simply ideal for visual learners, especially if you use color coding to differentiate between subjects. And the fourth technique is to apply repetition to cumulative memorization. So here I would like to emphasize on this repetition. So there's no memorization without repetition. I mean, repetition is a very important competence to those who ever want to memorize something, because they're actually linking to each other. When you want to memorize, you have to repeat. That's based on my observation lah. And for each line of text, repeat it a few times and try to recall it without looking. And as you memorize each set of text, be cumulative by adding the new information to what you have just learned. So this will keep everything with your short-term memory from fading away. By keep doing this until you have memorized that section and you are able to recall the entire thing. And I would like to say this. Do not move on to another section until you have memorized that one completely. So this is mostly visual learning, but if you're speaking aloud, then you're also applying auditory. And last but not least, to take a rest. It is a very simple thing that everyone can do this, is to take a rest. It's time to let your mind breathe. Go for a short time without thinking about what you have just learned and come back later on. This trick is not only helpful for you to relax and taking you away from a depression, but it can also help us to focus on the sections we might be weakest at. So that's all from me. Thank you.